Man, I watched a video the other day on YouTube.
You watched a video?
Oh yeah, totally right. That's rare. So many people in the celebrity world and political world have died since January.
Varsity, the place to be. Life's a madness, wild and free. Tune in now, let the good vibes flow. Varsity, your favorite show.
Welcome back to Barf City episode. I actually forgot.
86, I believe.
I'm horrible this morning. Wasn't even prepared.
I think that's right.
Uh, yeah, it's 86. You're correct. Oh, I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin.
I guess I'm the forgetful one today. Normally it's Kevin. He's always the forgetful one. I had to take the job for once.
No, what have I
Oh,
ever
now
forgotten? What?
I said now I got your text message. Um,
Oh,
so how was your weekday weekend?
it's not too, other than being tired as crap constantly. I don't know why, but other than that, it was pretty good. So,
That was good.
mm,
Yeah, I've been tired all day too.
yeah.
Also, for some reason, I don't know what the fuck I did. I think I pulled a muscle in my shoulder in my pec on my right side. It's been killing me.
Hmm.
Price I pay for being lazy for so many years, and now I finally get back into working out. Oh, do you know who the actor Alan Richardson is?
Who?
Ri Alan Richardson? I
Rich?
think
Didn't ring any bells.
he plays uh Reacher, I think it is, in the TV show. Yeah,
I
the
don't
TV
think I've
show
seen.
Reacher.
Hmm.
Uh he also plays Hawk in Hawk and Dove. He was in Smallville as uh Aquaman. He's been in Blue Mountain State. Well, the actor, big dude, like dude's jacked, and he does a lot of action stuff. And
Yeah.
apparently, there's a situation where he supposedly beat the crap out of one of his neighbors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the neighbor was, going through all these interviews talking about how, Alan Richardson was just driving around their suburban neighborhood on his motorcycle like a bat out of hell, being dangerous, whatever.
Yeah.
And there was, neighbor footage released, but it turns out the footage wasn't fully shown the entire time. And Alan finally released because he was wearing uh uh a vest cam,
Yeah.
and turns out he wasn't, like, you can see on the cam that he wasn't even going over like 22 miles an hour. And the dude came out, and his thing is Alan's with his kids. He's teaching them how to ride motorcycles, and he's got
Excuse
two
me.
boys behind him on little motorcycles following him. And he goes to swerve to miss the guy. The guy jumps out in front of him, forcing him to literally slam on the brakes, and he flips over the fucking handlebars. And they get into a little heated argument, and he pushes him, and then Alan shoves his ass to the ground. And then they say a few little words. They tell each other they're number one. Um, and Alan goes to try and leave. The dude pushes him multiple times and then pushes him off the bike. And then Alan has enough and pushes his ass to the ground and punches him a few times.
Yeah.
So this dude is now having to eat humble pie because like dude literally went on interviews trying to say that Alan was such an evil guy, basically, that he has struck him for no reason. And so no charges was they deemed it, self-defense. And then of course Alan didn't press charges apparently back and just
Yeah.
let it all die. But yeah, everyone was up, started apparently coming up in arms against Alan Richardson. I'm like, dude's such a good guy. Like, he's even told other Christians apparently because he being interviewed about how, as a Christian, he could play someone like Reacher, who is, very much more violent and aggressive and has no problem killing people if they're bad people. And he literally is just like, well, I'm not a judge of my character. He's like, it's just a character I play.
Yeah, I was supposed to say it's called acting.
And
Hmm.
I'm like, see, that's what people need to realize. You can still be a really good person outside of being a fucking character.
Yeah.
And also you can play very good characters and still be a dickhead.
Yep. Sometimes it works the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought it was funny because it's something we'll talk about because I'm a fan of his shows and movies. That dude literally trying to teach his two sons how to ride motorcycles, and some dickweed decided to be a fucking prick and get himself beat up and then try to play victim. That's something I will say here on this podcast. Like, I don't give a fuck what people think. If you go out of your way to assault someone, cuss someone out, or you show yourself as the aggressor initially, and then you get, served a massive helping of humble pie, and you cry victim. I, you know, I'm a nice guy, so I hope you go to hell and get there safely. Um, that it's something that irritates the shit out of me. The victim card, especially if you didn't start it, yeah, play the victim, eat it up. If somebody started off as a dick to you and started swinging on you, yeah, eat it up. I mean, I would. But if you're the one that instigated it, don't play the victim card. You're just a little bitch. If you're going to instigate and you can't win the fight and you want to turn around and be the victim and, get the person canceled or whatever just because you couldn't handle the check that your ass decided right, uh, yeah, don't be a bitch. Sorry, a little rant from me. I haven't had a rant in a while. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks since I've had a rant. It was about past due.
Felt past due.
Yep. Man, I watched a video the other day on YouTube.
You watched a video? Hmm.
Oh yeah, totally right. That's rare. So many people in the celebrity world and political world have died since January.
Yeah.
Like the actor who plays Xander from Buffy, you got Chuck Norris, you got the lady that played the mom in both Home Alone and Beetlejuice. You had, some famous footballers. Hell, there's like two or three rappers that died of suicide at 20 something. And I'm like, God damn. Oh, he had some famous actors, one of them's daughter committed suicide. I'm like, what the fuck? At 35.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck, 2026? I thought we were supposed to leave all that bullshit for, 2025 backwards. No, it followed. Apparently, a lot of people dying of cancer.
2026 is the aftermath of 2025.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, geez. For me, my eyes watering really bad right now.
Oh.
It was doing that earlier at work too. Just constantly started watering. Mm.
So, did you hear that the penny is going to apparently stop being made?
The what?
The penny?
Oh yeah, I heard that a long time ago.
Yeah, apparently they're finally actually doing it because it's getting too cost effective for how much it actually is worth.
Yeah, too expensive. Yeah, the nickels cost more to make too. So, but that'll probably be a long time before they get rid of that. Mm.
So, I normally also don't talk about politics, but for once, I'm actually glad that the Supreme Court got struck down the tariff stuff. Because while, yeah, I see what the plan with tariffs were, it kind of fucked a lot of people over. There's a lot of shit I wanted to order that, are from the United States, and they went way the fuck up in price because of it.
Yeah.
So there's some shit that I missed out on being able to get because of tariffs. I'm like, what the fuck?
Jeez. Sorry, my eye just will not stop watering. I'm trying to get it to stop.
Uh, do we need another Kevin problem count?
There's just one problem.
Technically, two, if your eyes.
It's just one eye.
Oh,
Let me see if that works. I try. I think I got it.
dude.
Ugh.
For some reason, anytime someone says one eye, the one eye, one horn flying purple people eater song pops in my fucking head.
Do what?
I said, anytime someone says one eye, my brain immediately goes one eye, one horn flying purple people eater.
What the heck is that?
You never heard that little song?
No.
It's an old song. Like older than us song that for some reason was getting I learned in middle school. I don't know why, but they had to teach us that song. They're kind of teaching it alongside the she wore an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hate these little fucking songs. They're kind of
Uh,
like, go ahead.
I never really learned that song actually in school. The funny thing is, I actually learned that song from a commercial. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. They had a commercial of it too, didn't they?
yeah.
Oh God. I have caught myself watching old commercial videos,
Yeah.
just like a compilation of old like early 2000s, 90s and 80s commercials. And I'm like, what the fuck were people on back then? Like, yeah, they're entertaining, but like, what were they thinking?
Yeah. They're trying to get you to remember it. Yeah.
But again, I mean, I say the same thing about nowadays stuff in general, like especially cartoons nowadays. Like,
One of my biggest problem with ads today is it's like the opposite problem for me. They're so dull. They're just like
right?
I feel like, and maybe I hate those freaking ads that come up on YouTube that are like freaking like an hour long, and they'll always come on when I'm like trying to like have a video on or something for me to try to
Hmm.
go to sleep to, and then one of those hour long ads will pop up, and I'm trying to go to sleep, and it's like loud and irritating, and I'm trying to wait for it to, because I'm already turned the other way, and comfortable. I'm trying to wait for it to end and it's just not ending. So finally I turn around to go skip the ad and I see why it's taking forever to end. And it's because it's like an hour long. I'm like,
Yeah.
why is your ad an hour long? I'm like, that's not necessary.
Right. That's why I'm so thankful to one of my claimed sisters. She bought like the YouTube Premium Family Pack for her, my buddy, and their other wife,
Yeah.
and they had two slots left, so they gave them to me and my wife. And God, it's been so nice just to play like a 5 hour long video with no ads.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, anytime my roommate comes in, he's like, dude, I gotta show you a video. So he'll connect to my TV to show it off his phone real quick. And he's got ads. I'm like, oh, oh. Like ads immediately suck my soul out of me.
Yeah.
So I've been so long without dealing with them. I've gotten a habit of like right now I'll get up on my screen. Uh this YouTuber called Monowa Fresh. Shout out to them. They take webtoons and manhwas and they show panels and they're recapping the whole series as far as they have. And it's been a little entertaining just to play on my phone and just have them in the background, listen to this guy narrate. He does a damn good job narrating. Uh, Kudos to them because like narrators on YouTube are definitely hit or miss.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And it's gonna make me sound horrible, but I am very auditorial. I mean, it's part of my autism. I have auditorial issues with certain voices and how they sound and pronunciations. Even my own voice
Yeah.
irritates the piss out of me sometimes. And like some of these guys, like they they're good YouTubers. They're good at what they're doing, but their voice just sounds so crappy to me
Yeah.
that I just can't listen to them. And it irritates me. I'm like, I know it's not their problem, it's mine technically, but like the ones that I say it's their problems are the ones that are doing it with like, we got crappy headsets, I get it, but they make our headsets sound high-end mic style quality. Like they're doing just, the old headphones that are, that have just like the mic on the string
Yeah.
that you could use for simple phone calls. It sounds like they're using that stuff. Like I'm
Ooh.
using a decent higher end gaming headset,
Yeah.
which doesn't sound that good comparatively. So I mean, I really need to get off my ass and hook up my actual mic, but I'm too lazy because then I need to download the software and set it. Blah blah blah. I just don't want to do
Gotta
it. It's my
actually do
complaining.
stuff.
It's my complaining episode. Leave me alone. But yeah, if you like manhwas and stuff, I recommend Manhwa Fresh on YouTube. The only issues I've ever found with them is sometimes they say she to he's and he's to she's, and it's like my dog. Like if the character's supposed to be a she, call him a she. And vice versa. But like, eh, you just chalk that up to editing problems.
Some narrators are kind of I guess I don't want to use the word boring because sometimes I guess that could be subjective, but I don't sometimes like
They're bland.
yeah, I guess it's probably a better way to word it. So,
They
I
just
mean
read it monologue,
yeah.
word for word. It's just this the whole time.
Yeah, it'd be different if they were just kind of like doing that all at once, like one not the word live, but just one all in one take kind of thing. But like if
Uh-huh.
they're this, you know that like these some of these videos, it's like post editing type thing. Like they've gotten on there, they some of them even like wrote a script and then they recorded it and then like edited it. And I'm like, you did all those steps and it still came out like this dull and boring. I was like, geez,
Yeah.
I'd hate to hear the original uncut version. So,
That's what I like with Mono Fresh. Like the one I was listening to, or just now I'm listening to, the dude's like literally broke character for a second. It's like, seriously, look at these panels. Like, I can't keep up with this shit. So like, he's got a way of talking, and it's so good because he's like, and our homeboy here ain't even phased. So it's a refreshing narration style that I've been appreciating. Some of these stories are good. Some of them are like, yeah, I've seen this story like 30,000 times, the style.
yeah.
Very few of them have really stuck out to me. There was one I was listening to. God, that mono is fucking brutal. Like I get it's a zombie apocalypse, but damn, it's fucked. Like the way it starts out as our main character is literally being hung by a rope above a cage of zombies while being laughed at by his ex and the guy that and this gang guy that she was cheating on him with that she had convinced him to let her into their base. That night she opened the gate for him. He came through, killed all his friends, and then they drop him in the fucking cage of zombies, and he's screaming about how he's gonna get his revenge. And then he wakes up back in the past. And the way this dude gets his fucking revenge, like, damn. I'm glad it doesn't show it. It just has him shutting the door on the situation. I don't want to see this. I'm all for blood, guts, and gore, but damn, that's a little brutal. So it's kind of funny seeing the more darker ones.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this, but like I watch a lot of like YouTubers that read off like typically they're traditionally would read off like scary stories or they would
Hmm.
do like videos on something scary. Sometimes it could be like a true crime thing, sometimes it could be like ghosts caught on camera, sometimes it's
Yeah.
just like some kind of eerie thing in general or whatever. But a lot of these YouTubers that I watch, maybe it's just the ones I'm watching specifically. I don't know about some of the others, but they've seemed here lately in the past like 6 months or so, they've slowly become more and more obsessed with making videos on, like I said, I'm trying to think of how to explain this, but videos on um thing like I'll use one video as an example. Like they'll make a video like former YouTubers or social media, influencers in general, uh, like last moments caught on tape or something. And those can be, I guess, interesting on a couple of time views, but after I see like 5 or 6 of those or whatever,
Hmm.
it gets a little dull after a while. And that it's not just that video, it's one similar to that. I don't even know what category you would put that in. And
Honestly,
those, like, I get that it's subjective toward me and other people probably are really enjoying them, but
yeah.
I just find videos like that to be really boring and I really wish they would move on from that kind of stuff and go on to something else more interesting.
Because I mean, if they're already if they set themselves up as like a cryptid story thing or a scary story at YouTubing group, we don't really care about them talking on the last moments or last videos of certain media people.
Yeah,
Because there's other YouTubers that are just for that stuff.
yeah.
So, I don't know. The only time I like the only YouTuber that I like watching that deals with other YouTubers sometimes, and that's Doctor Reacts, and he's reacted to some like moments where YouTubers getting themselves hurt. Like he reacted to one of the YouTubers that I actually watched. I actually watched the episode already previously, and it's uh, fuck, ballistic something, and he does gun stuff. And a while back, one of his 50 cal blew up on him. He went to shoot it, and like it cut his throat open, and all this kind of crap. Like he, and it's funny because now he's got a shirt that says "just stick a thumb in it" because he put his thumb in the hole to keep it from bleeding out. So now he's got merch for that. But I'm like,
Oh
that
wow.
okay, that's cool to watch a doctor react to what kind of damage they actually would have done and this and that. But if I want to know about a YouTuber's last video or whatever, like I can go to their channel, or I can look up a specific YouTuber that talks about streamer news.
Yeah.
If I'm watching a guy who does scary stories, I don't want to see them cover that because that's not what your channel's supposed to be for. You've already established your channel as this. Don't be switching it. If you want to cover this too, make a new channel and cover that on your second channel.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know how to. Again, my problem is I just don't even really know what category you'd put some of that stuff in.
I
Like
just
I,
put it as streamer news.
yeah, and like some of the
Social.
stuff. One of the problems with some of it is it's kind of um formatted or presented as like one of those something caught on camera video like last if it would be different if it was like someone, not that I want to see someone die on camera, but I'm trying to think of a good example here, but like
I mean,
someone's death on camera or something like, but
or like
or
something like,
like
with Logan Paul, we'll use him as an example, coming across someone, dead body in the suicide forest.
yeah, or like because sometimes they'll do something like they'll cover like something covered on the news years ago or something. And and it's like again, it was kind of interesting the first few videos, but that style kind of got boring to me quick. And it would be different if it was just like a really like very unique moment caught on the news, but I wouldn't quite it's not quite unique enough to be like super interesting,
Yeah.
or at least to justify making like 10 videos about that kind of stuff. But it's also not quite dull enough, but that you could just put it in a traditional, like, it's a weird in between. And
I mean, they could probably like sprinkle one or two in their normal format videos.
yeah, if they were to do that, I would be fine with that. So, and I think that's my problem. Like, if it was something like where I was literally able to watch it, like whatever it is they were showing, like this crazy thing was caught on camera, or this weird thing, believe it or not, if do you believe what this just happened, or this crazy moment or whatever, that would be different. But like that's not really what it is. It's kind of like a slightly weird standard moment that was caught on camera, and after you see like 10 videos of that, it's like, okay, well, I'm not really that interested in this anymore. Like, can we
Hmm.
like move on? And and I think so it's sort of a weird in between like hearing someone read a story versus seeing something mildly interesting on camera. So and it's kind of a caught in a weird in between. So
Yeah, like mainly if it was covering them, say they were in a haunted location, something that YouTuber typically doesn't do, whatever,
yeah.
and they get the shit scared out of them, they just stop doing that stuff because it scared the shit out of them. You cover that if you're a
Ooh,
horror
excuse me.
group.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Anyway,
the
I'll
people
stop.
just
I'll stop complaining about it, but I just was kind of venting for a minute about some of because, like I said, it just seems like a lot of YouTubers I particularly watch about this content that just suddenly, no, like I said, particularly in the last 3 to 6 months, just keep doing this type of stuff, and it's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit.
But yeah, I get when YouTubers want to what's the term? Reinvent themselves. But
Yeah, or
you
play
gotta do
around
it
with
the
other ideas. Yeah,
yeah, you just gotta do it the right way though. Like that's why like I mentioned, make a second channel because like with me, if things kick off, like the podcast gets to where we don't have to have our job or whatever. I do want to start an next secondary YouTube channel with me and the wife because I do want to go traveling. So it would be a secondary channel technically from Barb City.
yeah,
So I don't know. If you're gonna try something new, try maybe a couple episodes on your channel. If it gets and it's doing well, make a second channel about it.
yeah,
That way, your longtime viewers don't get they get less annoyed.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's different if you're like a lesser known YouTuber. It's not
Yeah,
as bad that way because like if you reinvent yourself or whatever, like obviously your audience isn't like gonna be that big to like cause a huge problem. I mean, it kind of sucks to the small audience you have, but at least it's not too big of a deal to everybody. But it's just like, yeah, once you're, I mean, so like some of these YouTubers are pretty well known, and it's like once you get that established, it's kind of like, well, what are you doing? Or at least maybe make an announcement or something like, hey, by the way, I've become more interested in making these types of videos. So, if you're interested in this, be prepared for more. But if you're not, be prepared for more. you know,
yeah,
like, but nope, they just do it like it's nothing. And yeah. So,
yeah.
uh,
That's why I like the way we started our little podcast. It's already anything goes. You ain't gonna know what the fuck we're gonna talk about
oh,
from
yeah.
episode to
Yeah.
episode.
Ours has been like that since the beginning. Yeah. So. There's been
Yep.
times where we've gone through like I would say it's very short though. There's been times where we've gotten caught up on something like particular sort of topics for a little while where we might do like 2 or 3 episodes on a run, but like I said, that's only like 2 or 3 episodes though, where we might seem like we're constantly talking about this kind of stuff a lot, but then it ain't long before we retract back and then we're back to doing our thing again. So yeah.
Well, I mean, it's still within our style because our style is verbal
Yeah.
vomit. Uh, I think I've ranted all my stuff out.
You ranted all your so yeah, so I was listening. This makes me feel like I guess it's fair to say like it's because of my situation. But I've been listening to some gamer like videos on their opinions on things in games that they like or don't like or whatever, like mechanics essentially in overall modern day games. And one of
Yeah.
them brought up something that I didn't even know was a thing in like one particular game that I love, a bit essentially Skyrim. And I was like, I didn't even know. I was like, what is that? I didn't even know that was a thing. And uh, and he said, I don't. He said he didn't like the Radiant quest in Skyrim.
Hmm.
And I was just like, what the heck is a Radiant quest? I don't know what that is. And so and the way he started talking about it, I was just like, wait, that exists in this game? And so I Googled it to see see what he was talking about. Apparently, in Skyrim, not all the guilds or factions, but only in certain ones. I think the companions and the thieves guild have it, and I think there's one other. I can't remember if the College of Winterhold has it or not. I can't. They mentioned I read it on there, but I can't remember which ones had it. And but apparently, when you complete the main like little quest line that each guild always has in the game,
Yeah.
there's like these repeatable quests where they'll just constantly keep sending you to another dungeon with another task to do. Essentially,
Yeah.
more kind of in line what Daggerfall does. But the
Dark
difference,
Brotherhood has them too, if I remember
yeah, that's
correctly.
right. The Dark Brotherhood was one of them, and I was just like, I didn't even know that was a thing. But it's
Yeah.
also fair to say, like, someone might say, like, well, you call yourself a Skyrim fan, you didn't even know Radiant Quest existed. And I was just like, I honestly didn't because I've mentioned before that I don't really do that much of the guild or faction quest in Skyrim because that's probably one of my least favorite parts about the game.
Honestly, I would agree there because like I had such high hopes for the Mage Guild
Yeah,
because like touching magic based players is one of my last things I tend to do in MMOs and I mean those RPGs. Um,
yeah, yeah, and
uh,
that's what they mentioned. They said it almost plays like an MMO or something. But yeah, but yeah, when I looked into it, I was just like, well, that's interesting. I was like, I didn't know what I thought about that or not. I guess I was just more surprised that it actually was a thing and I never knew it.
mhm,
But like I said, I'd never really do the guild quest typically. I've mentioned before, I mostly stick to the main quest. And if I do any side questing, it's usually just like a one and done sort of thing. Maybe I'll pick one up from like one of the civilians or something, and then I kind of get back on the main quest again.
yeah. Well,
And
like I do
okay.
them basically depending on the character built or mental story I'm going with the character.
Yeah,
Like I only did the College of Winter. Motherfucker.
the
Only did
College of
the
Winterhold.
yeah. I went to say winter, and my brain went to say Winterfold for some reason.
Yeah.
Wrong place. Because I was doing a mage build final, and so I done a bunch of the main quest stuff and this and that, and got extremely powerful. And then I went to try it. And if I was building the stealth class, I tried out the Thieves Guild or
Yeah.
the Dark Brotherhood. And that's mostly just because, well, that felt good, correct to do for that character. But if I'm just playing a warrior, I don't tend to go through any of them, not even the Companion Guild,
Yeah.
because for one, I don't like the companion quests. I don't give a shit about being a werewolf, even though I love werewolves.
Yeah, that's
The
my
werewolf
problem with
stuff.
the Companions Guild is I don't like the werewolf stuff.
I've only done the vampire stuff a couple times with the Dawn Guard DLC. Most of the time,
Yeah.
I'm a warrior and I just do Dawn Guard and eliminate all vampires.
Yeah.
So mostly because those fuckers have locked me out of fucking uh quests and stuff because they can kill shopkeepers when they raid the cities. And I've had the blacksmith get killed, and I needed the blacksmith.
Yeah.
So 9 times out of 10, I if I play it, I also download a mod to keep them from attacking cities because that was fucking annoying when I first played. And like also another one I fucking make sure to download is do not start the quest to face Mirak until after you defeated Alduin. Because I don't know why it activates when you're like level once you become the Dragonborn. Well,
Yeah.
it should wait until after you defeated Alduin because that would make more sense storyline wise.
Yeah.
But so most of the time I just delete or eliminate them. The only interaction I have with the companion guild is when you first get there and they're facing that giant. And that's just because I can get some quick levels that are helping them defeat that giant.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, they're in that field facing a giant.
Yeah.
When you come down the hill, that field to your left.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're over there facing a giant. And I just tend to help them by mostly if I'm an archer. That way I can get some archery stuff as I'm attacking the giant from a distance. But after that, I don't fucking deal with them ever again.
Yeah. Yeah, they mentioned I didn't know when they started talking about it. I was like, well, I personally kind of sounds interesting to me, but then I started because I was like, I like that concept in Daggerfall where you have basically repeatable quests essentially. And with the exception of Daggerfall, is like that is the guild essentially. But then I
Mhm.
started thinking about it. I was like, well, the thing is, the problem with Skyrim, the difference versus Daggerfall is Daggerfall's map is absolutely ginormous, and there's also a lot of dungeons to explore. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, in Skyrim, yeah, there are a lot of dungeons, but enough to justify having like never ending quest. I feel like you would eventually start, wouldn't you wind up back in some of the same dungeons again? If
Mm.
you continued to do some of those, or maybe, I don't know, I guess you'd have to do enough of them to eventually maybe bump into that problem. But if you, and another thing, they said the biggest problem they had with it, because I was sitting there thinking, well, it's fair to say if it only comes at the end of the guild, I was like, it's just kind of an optional thing. You could just always not do it. Um, but they said one of the problems they had with it is it automatically basically places the quest into your journal.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you complete one, it just puts the next one in there. You don't even go and
Yeah.
ask for one. I was like, okay, yeah, that I agree with. I wish it would let you at least ask for the quest first. So, and because even in Daggerfall, like it's not going to just put a quest in your journal. You got to go and ask for it. And
Yeah. For Skyrim being their best-selling game, for, and them making so many versions of it, they really just honestly Bethesda pissed me off because there's so much more they could enhance the game with, but yet a lot of the additions, oh, we now have a survival mode where you have to actually eat, the
yeah,
cold affects you, and this and that. And I'm like, cool. Maybe add more questing, actual good questing for the most part. Build up these guilds you have that are kind of shit after the main quest.
yeah.
With a storyline that I could beat in like 3 hours. Like, yeah. No, their main attention. And then they made fucking Elder Scroll Online. Fuck that again.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess maybe if they never would have made ESO, maybe they would that could have been something they could have fleshed out more. Like, because that's one of the biggest difference. Like, I really do love Skyrim, but like that is one of the biggest difference in Skyrim versus like Oblivion for me. And Oblivion is just so much fun to just do side questing, at least in my opinion. To just like join a guild and just do the side quests and just run around in the game and pick up like it
Hmm.
feels so satisfying and fun to me to do that,
Yeah, it's like
explore. But Skyrim, I don't know what it is, but like I said, anytime I get too far into side questing, like I can do it a little while. Like I said, I'll pick up a random quest here or there from a civilian or whatever. And that's fine. But yeah, if I get too into it and get distracted from the main quest for too long, I always find myself getting kind of bored. So
yeah, because and don't get me started on how simple the Daedra quests are.
yeah.
And I also like if you're working for the Daedra, I want the Standard, the Sigil of Standard or whatever that group is called, to actually become an enemy.
Excuse me.
Or I want something more to facing the Almerian Dominion. Not Almerian, yeah. Because
Yeah.
the only time you realistically come into blows with them is there's a quest if you join with the if you're with the Stormcloaks, if you're gonna well, I mean I'd say with the Stormcloaks because you're helping out Greymanes, which the family of Greymanes are with the Stormcloaks. And you go to one of their places, which is the fort you pass by to get to the vampire island, and you go through there and you rescue a couple, some of their family members that were captured by them. Or in the story, when you have to go to the Almerian Dominion's main base during that party, whatever. there's not a lot of confrontations with the Almeri Dominion.
Yeah.
Uh, There's just so much story that you don't get to touch. And to me, that's the biggest downside to Skyrim.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind doing the small little here quests because I actually like them because, like, oh, you walk into a city or a town and someone needs help. You go and help them. That feels right, especially if you're playing, the good guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, I also wish there was more stuff to do with the blades if you choose to be on their side. I wish, yeah. But you kill Parthenax. That's it to them.
Yeah, I've had characters where I've done both. I've played a character where I joined the Stormcloaks, and I played one where I did the Blades. So,
Have you ever joined? You mean the Imperials?
or yeah, that's what I meant. I don't know why I said Blades. Yeah, the Imperials. Mm.
Because I just talked about
Yeah, you got it in my head. But
them.
yeah, I've done a
That
little bit of
game
both.
has so many. Like, it'd be fine if they never added any new updates to it, but the fact they keep reinventing it and it still hasn't really gotten that much better, honestly,
Yeah,
is the only reason I don't keep playing it. And mods only go so far, in my opinion, with that game, unless you're a PC player, because Nexus mods has way more. Um, but most of the mods are either kind of just add-ons slightly with like armors or spells or stuff. There's some that are good, like one gives you a quest to return to Cyrodiil and do quests in Cyrodiil.
oh,
So that was kind of cool. Yeah. And then I know there's one mod that the people were working on that's to make all of Tamriel in Skyrim. I don't know how far that's went, but most of the time it's just, it's boring after a while. I've killed Alduin like 300 times. What am I supposed to do now? I've joined the Stormcloaks with the Imperials. I don't know how many times. I've killed the vampires. I've killed the Dawn Guard. I've taken out. Did you know you can actually wipe out the Dark Brotherhood?
yeah, I did know that. Yeah, I've never done it, but yeah,
Honestly, because of how annoying the. Oh, and it's fun because literally when you're in the building to have to kill those three people and you kill her real quick, attack her and kill her, you then can go to the one guy over at Dragon's Bridge and tell him, and you get on the whole thing where it's just one big mission just to raid the uh Dark Brotherhood's hideout and just wipe them all out. You literally wipe out the remnants of Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim.
yeah.
Granted, you don't get nothing for it, really.
You
So
get the
it's kind
satisfaction
of boring.
of beating the Dark Brother.
Yeah, which easy to me. Um, it's also boring because like when you join the Dark Brotherhood, I want more to killing the Emperor. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You,
Yeah, it's I've never joined the Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim, admittedly. That's one thing I've never done, so I don't really
yeah,
have
one
much
of
of an
the
opinion.
things you end up
Eh,
doing is you end up you kill the Emperor.
yeah, I did know that, but yeah, I don't know what the feeling it kind of creates when you do it.
Well, the thing
So
is, like, is you kill his niece or whatever she is at their
yeah,
wedding, and then you end up assassinating the Emperor. but after you get betrayed, when you killed his niece, you get betrayed by the leader of the Dark Brotherhood, Astra, and then she gets betrayed by the guy that she tried to betray you with, blah blah blah. And then you could eventually go to the next hideout, start up to try to restart the Brotherhood as the leader of the Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And you actually go to kill the Emperor, and he tells you he's expected you, and he turns his back to you, and you have the option from there to kill him or not. It's stupid. It's lackluster.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I guess it's fair to say all the Elder Scrolls games I have my mild gripes about, and that is, like I said, I guess that's just my biggest gripe with Skyrim is just it just doesn't feel as fun for me personally, and maybe it has to do with my play style. So maybe,
Mhm.
I guess it's uh, but I feel like it's still fun to do in Oblivion though, even though Oblivion still leans into some of those same things that Skyrim does, where I just kind of like to play a regular adventurer, whether I'm a warrior or whatever, typically warrior, but whatever I am, just an
Yeah,
adventure of some kind where I'm just kind of treating doing questing sort of like it's just my job essentially, and I'm collecting rewards for it. And
hmm
Skyrim, I know you can do that in Skyrim, but it's just when I try to do that, I don't feel like I'm having fun in that game. It just feels more fun to play the hero, it just feels more fun to play like that. So,
yeah, because I mean, Skyrim, you're all about the chosen one. You are the
yeah,
Dragonborn.
yeah.
So doing anything that's not, well, slaying dragons kind of feels lackluster.
Yeah. In Oblivion, they do that some too. I mean, you're not technically the chosen one in Oblivion, but it does kind of feel that way if you do the main quest. It has that same sort of feeling. But with Oblivion, like I said, I can ignore the main quest, which I do often, and do side questing, and it just is still, I have a lot of fun. So, same thing with Morrowind to a certain extent. I think I've already complained about Morrowind in the past, but
Yeah,
and then same, of course, Daggerfall, I have a lot of fun with. But yeah, with Oblivion, it just it I don't know. Like I wish I could just do the same thing with Skyrim that I do with Oblivion, where I could just be like, you know what, just for fun, I'm gonna ignore the main quest and just be a regular, adventurer. But when maybe it's just a personal problem for me, but when I do it, it's just I don't feel like I'm really having all that much fun. So
yeah. The only time, like,
mhm.
that's where I like a mod, start a new life,
Yeah, mods
start
would
another
probably
life.
help with that. So mhm.
Because start another life, you can actually not be the Dragonborn. All that stuff at Helgen,
Yeah,
if you show up there, it's destroyed. But you weren't the Dragonborn. You weren't the one there during the
right.
Alduin's
You're
attack.
just you're just some person. Yeah. So mm,
So like, and you can go because of that. You can go to uh Whiterun and the dragon not activate, all that. There's no dragons unless you show up at Helgen yourself.
yeah.
So you can just play Skyrim as a normal dude who's just out adventuring and he's getting into this stuff with, say, you want to just be a normal soldier. You can start out as an Imperial soldier and you're fighting the Civil War. And then, it feels a little funner when you don't have to think, oh, dragons, I'm the Dragonborn. Why should I handle this? This literally should be, hey, I'm the Dragonborn. I'm the guy who's going to kill Alduin. Ulfric, General Tullius, shut the fuck up. Like, quit your fucking fights. There should be no reason. Oh, the whole, if you don't want to solve the Civil War first, you have to have the meeting because Whiterun's like, oh, it would be too dangerous for us to risk catching a dragon while there's a Civil War going. You need to make them make peace temporarily. And they're like, I won't do it unless you give me this or I get that. Okay, Alduin's here. General Tullius, Ulfric Stormcloak. Y'all watched him show the fuck up and destroy Helgen by himself. Like it was nothing to him. Fucking shut up. This is a being who literally slaved humanity in the past. The Almeri Dominion, Red Guards, Orcs, Imperial. None of y'all are safe from his ass. Shut the fuck up. Let me deal with the dude. And then, if you say you gave the Stormcloaks an extra base, but you don't really like the Stormcloaks, so you, for some reason, decided join the Imperials. And he's like, General Todd's like, oh, good that you join us. You know, you need to earn back what you caused us to lose, though. Basically.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
maybe that's why it doesn't bother me as much in like Oblivion, because you like at Oblivion toward the beginning of the game, if you don't go to what is the name of that city? Kvatch, I think is the name of it, if I remember it correctly. Uh if you don't go to that city where you go defend the first like Oblivion gate and you just ignore that city and then just go to the other cities and just do your side questing and do your thing, sort of like what you were just saying with that mod in Skyrim. Like if you just don't go there, then like in Helgen, then you're like the dragon isn't going to show up. So it's sort of the same thing here. Like your character just is oblivious to this situation. If I didn't mean to oblivious. Anyway,
uh,
um, if you don't go there, you could just say, well, your character, yes, this thing is going on, but your character just doesn't know about it, so they don't realize maybe the seriousness of the situation or whatever. So they're just doing their thing, living their life, just like all the other NPCs are. They're doing their thing, living their life, and
yeah.
you're an adventurer making your money, and you're doing your thing, and you're doing good. So it's just yeah, so that could be why. Maybe that's why. Maybe if Skyrim started off that way, where if you just don't go to that area, then and you just start your adventuring, then maybe I would have more fun with it. I feel like there's
Yeah.
still a few things they might need to tweak here and there in Skyrim, but maybe if they did that, that would help. So,
Also, I never liked the start of Skyrim. It's fucking stupid. There's
uh,
literally some dude that's walking into Skyrim the first time. There's a fucking ambush, and you're not even wearing Stormcloak colors. You're coming in from the fucking border, and
yeah, and you
you're
just get
captured.
yeah, and your
Oh,
name wasn't even on the list, and yet they're
I
just gonna
don't
kill
care.
you
He
anyway.
goes too.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Just kill him. Like, you don't want to do maybe an investigation or something. Yeah, I get that they're trying to show like corruption or whatever, but still, yeah. Uh,
Yeah, but yet the showing thing is, if they were to do that and then they were make us face the Imperials, like, oh, this make because in that moment, no matter what race you are, for one, why would you do an Argonian? Because like, I mean, Stormcloaks are racist. They don't like care about Argonians, elves, and all that.
yeah,
What makes you think one of them is a Stormcloak? Like,
yeah,
for all this person knows is you could have been an envoy for the Citadel, and they're about to now execute your ass. It's so fucking stupid. It's been my biggest complaint of the entire game is I hate that fucking beginning. It is stupid, pointless, and it's just like, oh, so it was up Alduin showing up. Oh wow. You could literally have Alduin showing up anytime. It's like that's the reveal that you're the Dragonborn. The reveal that you're Dragonborn is when you kill a lower dragon and you absorb his soul. Then you learn that you're the dragon.
yeah. One of my biggest problems with the opening of Skyrim is it's way too over the top and cinematic. They're trying to be like cinematic, which I guess the first time I played it, it was fine because, I'd never obviously experienced it before. But
Yeah.
then anytime you create a new character, you got to go through that whole thing again, and it feels kind of draggy and repetitive.
Yeah.
And that's one of my biggest problems. I really hope they don't do the same thing in Elder Scrolls 6, but I mean, who knows? Todd Howard claims that Elder Scrolls 6 might be out by next year, according to some interview. We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it, but yeah. But I guess who knows? You know, obviously, I'm more excited for the Wayward Realms than I am Elder Scrolls 6. But obviously,
Mm,
I will play the Elder Scrolls 6. I'm not gonna not play it. So, but
but
it'll be interesting to see. We're
yeah,
about out of time though. So,
yeah. So comment, like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And, if you play Skyrim or any of the Elder Scrolls series, comment up below what's your most hated aspect of it. If you hate it all, if you think we're whiny little bitches, let us know. I mean, I can still talk shit on you. And with that being said, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Welcome to the city where chaos thrives. Kevin and Eric keep peeping alive. Random talks and stories collide. Bar City Anthem, let's take a ride. Bar City, the place to be. Laughs and madness, wild and free. Tune in now, let the good vibes flow. Bar City, your favorite show. Guitars, drum, and synths ignite. Jokes and banter, morning or night. From the weird to the totally bizarre. Bar City legend, shining like a star. Bar City, the place to be. Laughs and madness, wild and free. Tune in now, let the good vibes flow. Bar City, your favorite show. Guitars, drum, and synths ignite. Jokes and banter, morning or night. From the weird to the totally bizarre. Bar City, a legend, shining like a star. Bar City, the place to be. Laughs and madness, wild and free. Tune in now, let the good vibes flow. Bar City, your favorite show. Eric drops a pun, Kevin rolls his eyes. Stories take off, reaching